Alright, today we have a 2001 Toyota Sequoia two-wheel drive. This is a V8, and this was towed in. It did not move, and the problem is the input shaft is attached to the Overdrive planet, and before this thing was, it's turning now, but before it was turning free. So at first I thought that the input shaft snapped off, but then when we dropped the pan and saw what was in the pan and figured the planetary gear probably is just destroyed and it's just running around the ring gear, but it's kind of jammed now. But when we take it apart, we're going to find the overdrive section is completely shot. Alright, so before we get a little closer to start tearing this down, this one is probably also going to have a reluctor on it because we have an input speed sensor here. We have an output speed sensor, vehicle speed sensor, the connector for the solenoids. We also probably have an EPC solenoid because this does not have a cable. And then we have where the line, the range switch, and the line goes in with also a sensor here. I'm possibly thinking it is looks like a temp sensor. Possibly this could maybe delay the shifts until the fluid heats up because the computer likes their car hot, you know, more than cold, I guess, in closed loop. So I'm not 100% sure what this is for, but could be to possibly delay the shifts. Alright, so I guess that's about it. So we're going to get a little closer, and we're going to tear this down. We're going to take the bell off, take the pump, see if we can just get to the overdrive section right away. And, you know, we'll take these sensors on the outside off as well. Okay, I'll get a little closer and we'll get started. Okay. So the first thing we'll do is going to take this sensor right here. Alright, and actually look, it's got some crap stuck on it there, so definitely looking at a blown overdrive section. Alright. Let's see if we can get that, get these other sensors back here. When we're flipping this thing around, I don't want to break anything. Okay, speed sensor. And the output sensor. Okay, those came out fairly simple. Fluid also is pretty clean on this. Alright, the ring switch, I'll get that a little bit later. Alright, so we're going to zip this bell off. And just in case I need, I got my air gun here. Let's use that real quick. Don't really use this much anymore. Okay. Go for bell off. See if we can get the pump now. Let's see if we can get that pump out. want to look at this bushing in the front, you know, make sure it's nice and tight, because this could give you a converter code, especially on the Toyotas. They're pretty known for that P0770, like shift solenoid E. And most of the time it's not the solenoid. I actually only had one case where it was the solenoid, and that was, I did an overhaul on I think it was a 2000 Toyota Sienna, and it came in with no codes. I'm sorry, it came in like with shift solenoid A stuck on code. It wasn't working right, and came from a good wholesale account. It was his family member's car, and you know, as normal procedure, I do the solenoid, so I did get the solenoids, and I believe it may have been a Rosper solenoid, and it came back a few months later with the 770 code. So, being the fact that it didn't have it before and it has it now, the first thing I did was I got it an OE solenoid, put that in, and that actually fixed it. Okay, so it looks like we may have like an anti-rattle clip here. Okay, for the Overdrive clutches and steels. All right, now I'm going to take this out, and this is probably what's going to be no good. Yes, sir. This will come off. And you got the sun gear. And this has the reluctor on it. So we got to get the OD section. Look at this, there's really nothing left. That's why the shaft was spinning around at some point. I mean, it's real bad. And the ring gear. Nothing left of this washer. All right, so let's get these out. These definitely have to be changed. They're all embedded with the metal. Okay, let's see what we're going to do here. I have to go gather some tools up. Not sure. See, this is going to come off. So you know what? Let's try this. Okay, here we go. Ring gear. Gonna get it. And it's totally shut. Of course, we have found our problem. I want to get this. There's a bearing race here that I'm probably going to use over again, so I got to get that out. All right, washer, bearing, and race, and then the other side, you don't need that. Okay, so now we have a set of support with a big snap ring. And there should also be a couple of bolts going in from the bottom. So I'm going to take the snap ring out. I'm going to take the side server out. We got to flip it, drop the pan, take the valve body off. All right, so let's first see if we can get this out. Do I have my snap ring pliers? Yes. That. Let's see. Let's try this. band. I have, let's just zip this tail off while we're got this facing this way. Right, and in the back we have a loop. Keep the bushing looped. Got a seal and a tube going to the back here. Alright, so this I will get out later. Alright, let's get the pan down. Guess I didn't. There was only one bolt in there. I don't really see these going bad too much. Very rarely do you see that. Alright, so here's the pan. Pan's pretty ugly. Right now, filter. Back side of the filter is pretty much loaded up. Take the deep here. Okay. Okay. All right, now let's get these solenoids unplugged. And we'll start here. Alright, now we're going to pull the valve body off, and then we're going to have some accumulators underneath that. Pretty much, getting a little, pretty much the same size, a couple of different sizes. this one stays, that's for the solenoid. Alright, so this is just going to pull right off. That's pretty ugly in there. All up in here. So, definitely going to be opening this up. I'm going to find out about solenoids for that. Alright, we have your drain back, valve, and spring. Typical, find it on Toyotas. Alright, now the accumulators. I'm going to take out and leave them as they come out. One. Okay, now we're going to get the two center support bolts out. We're still going to get the snap ring out. Alright, so the snap ring opening is going to face the valve body, the opening. You know, a lot of times on certain cars, it has to go this. It absolutely has to go that way because the snap ring will stick up and the valve body actually will hit it. So, you know, you want to just look to see where the opening is, and I always just put it back the same way. This particular one, it probably has to go this way. Gotta get it started. Okay. All right, this also looks like it has a bevel to it. And that will face up, and the opening in the snap ring goes here. All right, now support. Two center support bolts, and then we can take them from here. There's a couple of threaded holes in the center support, and then we can get the center support out. Okay, so from there, we'll put them here. Get my seal puller. pieces to this thing the other day. I'm just trying to fix it quick so I can get this thing out. That out. Okay. Center support, you got the forward drum and direct drum right on this side, and of course your overdrive section. This thing's all loaded up here. It's all got to be cleaned. Okay, so these should slide right out because I took the servo out of the band to release the band. Okay. There's that. Okay, you got washers here, bearings here. There might be a snap ring on this. Let's see. Yeah, it probably is. Yes, there is. All right, let's try to get this out here. Okay. Snap ring. And a forward panel will come out. Alright, there we go. Bearings in here. There should be a spring on this side. Yep. Turns one way, locks the other way. You want to note the rotation. Okay, now the intermediate. Okay. And we have another center support to come out. You still see some of the rating on these. These clutches aren't too bad. A couple more in there. All right, then there's a spacer here. That's going to go. All right, now we got another snap ring. Get down at the barrel of the case now. It's tough to see where this stuff is. Okay, here we have an anti-rattle clip that goes all the way down, also into the low reverse. Let's see if I can get this thing out. I guess not yet. So just leave this thing hooked up for now. Alright, let's see if we can get that snap ring out. Another pretty thick snap ring. as that one. It's pretty thick. Again, the bevel faces up. Okay, so now what we want to get is the seal for the support. Okay, that's that. Here. That'll come in the kit. Now let's see how easy this is going to come out. This thing's got to be like straight. There it is. This thing's got to be like perfectly straight to come out. Real pain, it gets jammed in the case. Okay. Now we're just gonna, let's take this out. Alright, so this faces this way, so this here is gonna go on top like that. And now we should be able to just slide. Actually, we can't. We're gonna get this. Okay. So we have the exciter ring for the output speed sensor and the speedometer drive. Alright, here's a little keyway to keep it from turning, and it looks like that this actually splines into the output, the exciter ring, to keep it from turning, and a little keyway, that goes in the exciter ring for the output speed sensor. And then we got another stat ring here. Actually may come out this way. So I really didn't have to take that off, but this is going to go in the tank. I don't want to lose anything anyway. Okay. Reapply it. Here's the anti-rattle clip for the low reverse and the intermediate. Okay, low reverse. The thick plate is actually going to go on the bottom. And these things are like new. Okay, we got a bearing. In between the ring gear and the rear planet. Okay. Another washer. So this goes here. And just the piston is all the way down on the bottom, which I'll probably get out a little later. I've got to take the springs up. And the piston's usually like in 3 different parts. Okay, so we're going to take this out here. All the where's my 10? And I'm going to take the parking pole out, spring. Okay. All right, so pretty much case is good. I'll get that piston out a little later. Clutch drums, and finish it up. All right, so I'll be back shortly. Alrighty, open up the drums here. Okay, first, plastic washer. All this stuff should come in an overhaul kit. Got 3 cutouts here, so that goes right on there. That. Okay, and another more bearings. And so we'll put these aside. And let's check the rear clutch. These look okay. You can still see some writing on them here. Generally, these you don't really see these transmissions go bad. You don't really get too many of these. All right, more bearings and washers here. Certainly really haven't got much with, you know, with anything like that. A lot of times, honestly, when we do get these in is when the transmission has a leak and they keep driving it, or a line pops off and they try to make it off the parkway or something, and they wind up burning the trains out. Other than that, don't really get them too much. It's very good trains in my opinion. Okay, even these are good. I just did a service on one of these in a 2000 Tundra. This one's a Sequoia and has 170,000 miles on it, and the pan was spotless when we took it down. Okay, so this wave steel here goes, the bevel faces down. All right, so it's gonna just kind of, normally would go this way, but this one actually goes like that. All right, so these, this stuff looks pretty good. And I wanted to show you this here. Got a 4-tab washer. Well, not 4-tab, but it sits in here just like that within these 4 tabs, so it doesn't spin. All right, I guess that's about it for this 2001 Toyota Sequoia, so I gotta start making some phone calls on this overdrive section. I know this, they come with and without the exciter ring. Actually, let's take this apart. All right, we're gonna need the whole thing. And these, of course, gotta be changed, they're all embedded with metal. Got to measure the overall length of this. This has a reluctor on it, so I'm not sure if they want us to count that. So I got to wait for my rep to get in. So let's open up the pump. Forgot about that. I'll start searching for that for the parts. Okay, we have a washer here on the side of the bearing. And that is going to go with this one, and the overdrive drum. Okay, so that's going to go like that. And so let's open this up. Okay, so we got the dot face of me on the inner gear, and the dot face is down on the outer gear. And pump's not too bad. You know, I don't think they really sell these pump gears. It's not bad. O-ring front seal bushing is going to be changed. Let's see the stator, nice and smooth here. Looks good. All right, well, I guess that's it. Transmission's not too bad to do. You know, like I said, these normally, we very rarely see them come in like this. So I'm going to take some measurements, count up some teeth, and wait a little bit and start making some phone calls. In the meantime, we have plenty to do here. It's very, very busy here. All right, guys, so I guess that's about it. You know, to take this piston out here, just got to get the snap ring out and blow the piston out. Actually, I'm going to take it over to the foot press. I'll do that. So before we close it out, I'll do that. I'll show you what the piston looks like. It should be in 3 parts, 3 different pieces. So I'll do that, and I will be back shortly. All right, so here's the reverse piston. Thing actually came right out. I couldn't believe it. All right, so here's the springs and a little, you know, snap ring that holds everything down. And then this is in 3 pieces. So, yeah, we got one here, here, and here. That's how that goes. And the springs. Okay, so that is all for this 01 Toyota Sequoia A340E transmission, and that is designated as a rear-wheel drive only. The four-wheel drive is designated as an A340F. So that's about it. We're going to overhaul this, you know, with these sprags here. I like to take the sprags apart, you know, and check the races, make sure they're smooth. Take the snap ring out, clean all in here, because if this thing is full of metal, it can affect the way the sprags lock. So I'm going to be taking all those apart. I always do anyway. It's kind of like part of my my overhaul procedure. And I guess that's about it. You know, one other thing I wanted to show you. I took the band out because I'm going to be putting this in the tank now, and the pin, you know, goes across and holds the band in place. You know, the pin fits through here and holds the band in place, and it has these 2 little clips on each side. So you got to take one of the clips out, of course, and the harder one is the one you got to take out to slide the pin out. So I tried to cover it and pop the thing and next thing you know, I heard a ping, I heard it hit the ceiling, and now it's gone. So I found another one. I have an assortment of these things, so, you know, no big deal here. But just be careful if you decide to take the band out of the case. You have to take this little pin out. All right, guys, I guess that's about it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next one.